What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Micah. We're going to be speaking on the Leos for this reading. Let's see what we got for the Leos. Alright. So the first message we have for the Leos is ebb and flow, right? So this is kind of like indication, regardless of what happens, just kind of keep on going. Because time doesn't stop for anybody, you know, and our time will be running out as well through all situations, no matter what it is, right? Come over these situations as best as possible. Figure out what is it that you need to do in that situation, but also try not to allow the situation to prevent you from going forward. Even when it comes down to situations of people passing away and things like that, you got to understand our loved ones want us to continue on and moving forward with our lives. And that's probably one of the worst situations that I can think about, is losing somebody in our lives. And moving forward, we gotta understand that the best thing that we can do for them is probably not to. Yeah, you wanna feel bad, and you wanna kind of take it in to say, okay, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna do good, or I'm gonna feel sad at the moment, but moving forward, we gotta, just kind of, they will want us to, live life and stuff, right? And be better and evolve and better ourselves. On other notes, right, besides funerals and things like that, when it comes down to like negative people and things like that, let's try to deal with the situation and move past it, move forward with it, and continue our life that way, right? So ebb and flow, keep going, right? Type of thing, right? Let's see what else we got for the Leos. Oh. All right, so we have rays, right? The original Olsing eye symbol that represents the cosmos and the spirit world, right? This is kind of just kind of seeing above what's been shown to you, right? I want you guys to use your thought process when it comes down to a lot of things that's being presented to you from different situations, different people that, appear to be somebody that probably they're not, you know what I mean? So always look above and beyond. Now, this can also be on a positive note, because a lot of people go for certain situations and they believe that, oh, it's limited, or like, say for an example, everybody's pretty much knowing about somebody that, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say there's and I spoke on this a long time ago, but let's say there's a boy that, goes and knocks on everybody's door and says, can I sweep your mat? It'd be the time where the person that, let's say they never recognized the mat was swept until it's clean, and until the boy don't sweep it no more. And you got to understand, there's a process where there's opportunities that people don't really notice because they're not exposed to it. So it's up to us to start realizing that there's opportunities everywhere. We just gotta make them. Sometimes you just have to make your opportunities. This goes for a lot of different situations. A lot of companies was made today from somebody that decided to make an opportunity. A lot of people that you deem as successful was at one point in the same shoes you're in, but they made opportunities. They made a way. And I don't want to say I don't want to, but if this motivates you, then so be it. Take with it, But make sure that you guys are seeing above than what's been shown to you. That's what I can say. Make sure that you guys are using your thought process to kind of dilute, or not dilute, but kind of diverse what's actually being said, and if it's true, to also to say, how can I implement whatever somebody's saying, or what I'm learning in my day-to-day lives into my life? Just kind of having that eye and kind of having that thought process to seek above all that's being shown to you on a one level scale, like here and there, or looking above it. A lot of you guys might not understand what I'm saying, and I know it sounds really confusing, but it's about using that thought process to, like, if I told you, I don't want to drag it, but we can't just see opportunities because they're in front of us. Like, you just can't say, oh, this job or this career choice is terrible. There's no hope. We can at least try to see where the hope is. You know what I mean? So so lessons in blood, right? This is an indication for sometimes the biggest blessings come with the biggest pain or the biggest suffering, right? I know it sounds terrible. I understand it, but it's the truth, right? The truth sometimes hurts. You know what I mean? And I've learned my biggest blessings. I've gained my biggest lessons, which happened to be my blessings in disguise through my worst situations. You know what I mean? I know what it's like, and I don't really want to speculate on my life because I'm not trying to really go that deep. But I can say, listen, when you go through the situations that you went through as a child, growing up, maybe even as early adult, these are old stages, or anything that happened to you in the past. These are old stages that bettered you, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not. It possibly saved your life, right? So just keep that in mind. Sometimes when you bleed, or sometimes when you feel pain, this is to provide you with pleasure in the long run. All right, so next we have is independence, right? Independence comes with hard work. It does take a lot of hard work to be independent. For my Leos, you guys probably understand this. And when I say hard work, this doesn't mean you have to be dedicated. Well, no, you have to be dedicated, but it doesn't mean you have to go all hard, grind time type of vibe. But it's just more saying that you're going to put in hard work. I mean, everybody puts in hard work. Little do you know, you're burning calories even when you get up in the morning to brush your teeth. Like, that's even a blessing right there. That's even something to be proud of right there, because you got up out of bed. You didn't have to, but you chose to. You know what I mean? Nobody's forcing you to get up out of bed. Well, hopefully they're not. But more so, your body doesn't necessarily have to get up out. You make a decision every time you step foot out of that bed and things like that. So, and of course, some people in this world are forced to do it because of certain situations. So I'm not going to say that everything's a straight decision on their behalf. I'm not going to say that. But what I can say is independence does come from giving a little time, giving a little work ethic, and just, kind of. Now, what this could be is, this could be anything independently. If you're going to go cold turkey with a career, if you're going to start something up, if you're going to start any activity, any task, is going to take more work than it is to leech off for somebody else. And that's just how it goes, right? That's like, for an example, breakfast in bed. If you laid in bed and somebody brought you breakfast, you didn't have to do anything to get that breakfast. But if you decide to get up out of bed to go cook yourself breakfast, thereby being independent, it's going to take some work. You see you see the reference I'm trying to make with you guys? Independence does take work in some sort of way, right? We have death. So you always can be dying off for my Leos, right? I've been speaking about this a lot in my other videos as well. It's going to be a lot of old ways dying off. A lot of old habits that, could kind of get thrown away, or not even thrown away, but replaced with positive results, right? I've been replacing a lot of television with reading. You know what I mean? And I felt like it's obvious. It's not, I won't say obviously, but I've noticed that I'm able to be a lot more productive. I'm able to switch on a lot easier when it comes down to my mental state, where I'm not like at ease or feel like a lazy vibration. I'm alert. I'm able to have my thought process better. I'm able to just kind of translate what I'm trying to say a lot more efficient, right? So I do want to say that that's one of my key points. I don't necessarily want to like manipulate you guys into doing whatever I say to do, but more so, using your own discrepancy, or using your own mindset to ask yourself, what is it that you're trying to achieve, right? So the next one is independence, and it came out again. So this is confirmation. I feel like you guys are gonna have to go through the fire, or not necessarily the fire because it's a dragon card, but more so a little bit, like I said, a little bit of pressure to really push you to be independent. And I'm not saying that everybody's good. This independence could go multiple ways. There's financial independence. There's food independence. But here's another thing. Here's another tip I'll tell you guys, right? You guys know about food shortages and stuff, right? So me and my wife, we've actually been, stacking up on waters and things like that. So that's one of the biggest things I can tell you guys to be independent on, where you're not having to rely on the grocery store too much to a point where, it's life or death, right? Make sure you guys are going out there and stocking up on food and water before a disaster happens. So other words of independence could also mean you guys supporting yourselves. You're jumping off the porch. And I'm not talking in a bad way, but you're jumping off the porch, you're sorting yourself out. Now, I can say, listen, with this card, I feel like this card has a little fire to it. So I'm gonna spectrum on this as well. I'm gonna give you guys a side note on this. When you are independent, even at a young age, old age, doesn't matter, but people on the outside, not to be negative, but people will see, I just want to give you guys a heads up, when people see that you are independent, and maybe they wasn't at your age, or maybe they wasn't around that time that they expected you to be independent, or maybe they wasn't independent at that time, sometimes people do feel a certain way about it, especially when you're out there doing your thing, handling your business and things like that. So be aware of the envious, the jealousy, and all of that stuff. Don't let it get to your head, but also don't allow people to come around you and thinking everything's sweet, knowing that they're talking about you. Peep the red flags when I'm telling you about the red flags, right? So just keep that in mind. I just want to elaborate a little bit more on independence, because we did have another independence card pop out. And I did feel like that was more of the energy of saying, you know, a little envious and things like that. So I do want to speak to my collective in a way that's going to help them in their everyday lives, right? Expand into wonder. Expand your mind. Like I said before, I've replaced TV with television with reading. I'm able to expand myself. I'm able to expand my mind a little bit different. You know, think a little bit differently. Move a little bit more differently, because you got to realize what you think is how you move, right? If, for an example, if I thought all day about bag of chips or about chocolate or about whatever, most likely I'm gonna go get me a bag of chips. One time I thought about cookies and ice cream, and I went and got my cookies and ice cream. So it's like, it's the same aspect. I'm sorry if I feel like energetic towards you guys. That's just how I am. But yeah, especially when I'm passionate about what I'm speaking on, because I know it's real. I'm living it. So I know what it is, right? Think about things that you wish to have. You know what I mean? Materials, happiness, joy, all of that. Think about that stuff. You know, and like I said, you can still reflect on those negative situations to remind yourself not to go back. I don't think I said that in this video, but that doesn't mean you can't reflect on negative situations. It just means that you want to make sure that you're providing yourself with the nutrients thoughts. Like, you know, like if you got to watch something on TV, like me personally, before I go to bed, I like to watch, you know, some nice luxurious hauls and stuff, because I like them. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty cool, things like that. I've always had this mindset of, you think big, you'll get where you need. You know what I mean? Like and not to be materialistic, but if you aim for a mansion, you'll get a house. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. If you put enough hard work in, you're gonna have everything you need. You know, if you try to, you know, y'all see people try to, you know, try to just easy go it doesn't seem to work out the way that they want. I'm not saying you can't work smart. That's different, because you figured out a plan and a method and a formula that works for you. That's different than trying to just half it, or, you know, hopefully that it works out. You know what I mean? So it's just you gotta think, you gotta expand your mind a little bit, and this goes for everything. So expand into wonders, right? All right, let's see what else. Okay, next we have, or the last card I should say, is Get Curious, right? This is going to complete the deck of 8. So get curious. Make sure you guys are getting out there. Like I said before in this video, change the way you think, or advance the way you think even. Don't change it, but advance it. Like don't just walk into, like I said, don't just, if you guys have to work a certain job, whatever, don't just make it to where I just go in there and work. No, like learn from it. Like for real, like learn from it. Like you take that information, that, because you're already there, you already have to spend your time. Yeah, you're getting paid, but you're already there. So you might as well learn from it and enjoy the process of learning, or find something that you could take away from it. That way it's not considered a complete waste of time, right? So just learn from it. And that's all I can really say on that one. So yeah, get curious. You never know what's to happen. Expand your minds. We don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you what your life is to come. You could switch up your whole mood today and change your whole route. So I don't know, you know, but I can tell you guys this, right? You move with certain principles and morals, it does change your life. Believe it or not. That's going to end the reading for the Leos. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed these videos. And I will see you guys on the next spiritual message.